Okay, Houston, we've had a problem here.
This is Houston. Say again, please.
Houston, we've had a problem. We've had a main beam undervolt.
Roger, main beam undervolt. Okay, stand by, 13. We're looking at it.
What's up, guys? Simply Rocco here on youtube.com/Simply Rocco and Facebook Live on the Simply Rocco page. Today is the first official episode of Talk Show Tuesday, and we have a very special guest all the way out from the Philippines, and he is Jay, the Black Filipino. What's up, man? What's going on?
What's going on, brother? What's going on? How you doing?
All right, man. All right. How's everything over there? How's you guys are now in MECQ over there in the Luzon area.
We are.
Nice.
We are, and yeah.
So I wanted to officially say thank you for being my first guest here on my YouTube series. I'm doing a series right now of expats and people who have moved over to the Philippines. They've decided to make that transition. It could be Americans, foreigners, Europeans, other Asians going different places. We talk about stuff like that in general. So yeah, I've been following your channel for a long time. Oh, nice intro. Thank you, KD Experience. I see her there watching on the YouTube channel right now. Nice, guys. Nice. Let me just show that. So, guys, I'm going to put on some links here so you guys can follow everybody here. Let's check this out real quick. Captions. There we go. So, first things first, the Black Filipino TV. He is on YouTube. So, look him up, the Black Filipino TV. Subscribe to him. He's got some great videos on his YouTube channel about living in Manila, living in the Philippines, visiting different places. Great advice. He's also on Facebook as well. Just check him out over there. Oh, that's not working right. There we go. Facebook page, the Black Filipino. You can check him out there. So thank you guys for being here. So I just want to find out, like, what made you decide to make the change, make the jump over to living in the Philippines, and what made you attracted to living in the Philippines in the first place?
Well, actually, I didn't. I wasn't one of the guys that looked at the Philippines before I moved there. I actually moved there just because of Kay. But what happened? I'll tell you what it was. Is it was the way she was. And she was very smart. And she told me all about the country. And then I've seen a couple of videos, but I didn't focus too much on expat videos, because sometimes if you start looking at different people's opinion to go somewhere, you'll never go. So so that's why I didn't do that. I just came here and I just jumped in the head first.
Yeah, and what did you find out when you first got here? I've heard the story, but a lot of people on my end haven't really heard your story.
Well, when I first came, man, it was like, I felt like, a lot of people, like, for instance, I got a lot of people in my comments that say, oh, well, you're in the tropical island. What do you think? Well, they have to understand, I'm from New York City.
Me too.
Yeah, I'm not from the tropical island. So when I came, I was shocked. Like, certain things were happening. And also it did remind me of the city back in the 80s, 70s, when it was poor. But for the most part, though, the Philippines, it's like half and half. It's like, it looks good, then some areas look really bad, and when it looks bad, it just looks bad. It looks like something from back in the day. So for any guys that are over the age of 40, you come here, they'll know what I'm saying.
Right. Because I've lived in New York for like 25 years, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it's changed, but I mean, I was here when the changes started already. So,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't see how it was in the 80s or nothing like that. So
Mm-hmm.
I know, but I get what you're saying too. I was here in the Giuliani days when I was here during that blizzard in what, 92, 93, no,
Yep.
97, 97,
Yeah.
97. Yeah, 96, 97 around there. I can't remember exactly. But yeah, I know what you're saying though.
Mm-hmm.
What what do you think, like for those people that
Mm-hmm.
who want to make that jump over to living like in the Philippines,
Mm-hmm.
like any advice that you would have to them? I know I kind of say stuff like too about like really we should like do your research, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Anything in particular that you feel that would be beneficial for people to like really when they're ready to do
Well,
that move?
Well, I would say just pick up your bootstraps and go. I mean, because you have to think about it. A lot of guys say, "I want to get extra prepared before I go there," and they get extra prepared by watching videos.
Mm,
My advice is just do it. Just go. Because sitting around waiting for someone else to make a decision for you is foolish.
yeah.
Because none of us are officially wise men. I don't call myself wise. I call myself halfway decent, but I'm not wise. And no man here is wise. Okay, so
Hmm.
I say, listen to the certain things we say, but don't get too caught up in it because I've had people come on my channel and say, I don't want to come to that hair trigger place
Yeah.
because I tell certain stories, but only those certain stories happen if you put yourself in certain situations.
Hmm.
I say watch me and other expats for that, but don't watch us to see if you want to go or not because
Right.
you'll come here and you'll be here. You'll find yourself in the best peace you ever had in your life, or you'll find yourself in the worst misery. It's all a mental mindset. It's all yourself. It's not
Yeah.
outside. It's happening inside.
Yeah. I think like with each person is going to be different. I think it's good to watch a lot of different channels to
Yeah.
get that information, like because
Hmm.
each person has different opinions. Like
Hmm.
you have your opinions on how to do things or how things are like in the Manila
Hmm.
area. I know other channels. I know one channel that's like every title that I see on this channel is like negative, like don't
Hmm.
bring your Filipino to the States and be careful and you're gonna get killed or like something like what? And there's
Yeah.
other
Yeah.
people that are out there like they're just looking to get banged too.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah. Yeah.
so and those channels that's definitely you don't want to even deal with those channels because
Hmm.
if you're someone like that, honestly, the country doesn't even need the Philippines doesn't need
Yeah.
people like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you want to go out there, you're going out there to live the best life. One thing I learned, like looking around YouTube, is it's like go where you're going to be treated best. And the
Mhm.
Philippines, I know as a fact, they're going to treat you really nice. They're really good people, really, there for you.
Hmm.
Um, one of the things I want to talk to you about is like, how did you meet Kay? How like for people who have wondered like how to meet a Filipino, where would you go? Like where would they go?
Well, actually, I didn't meet Kay on the website for Filipinas. I met her on a Christian site because we were both Adventists, and I met her on a site called the Single Adventist. And I
Mm-hmm.
was actually looking for a woman in the States, but then I came across Kay.
Mm-hmm.
And it's funny because she was going through a situation with her ex, so it was kind of just meant to be. But if I was a guy though, I've seen some sites out there like they have like Blossoms. I would go to Blossoms
Mm-hmm.
and try to find a Filipino. You know what I like about Blossoms, and I am promoting the site right now. I'm not making money from this, but
Yeah.
I'm promoting them because they actually show you how many children the woman had. It shows you right at the top of the screen.
Mm-hmm.
So when you see the profile, you're like, oh, two children, separated, and you know right away. Okay, if you want to make a
Yeah.
decision on that, yeah, you know right away. Hmm.
Yeah. And like a word of advice when a Filipino says separated and they were already married.
Yeah,
Separated means they're still married,
they're
and
married.
I think you and I
Hmm.
both know. I know by looking at research, if someone
Hmm.
is still married, and you're messing around with that married person, I think you actually did a video on that. If you're messing around with a married girl, you could go to jail for that
Yep, I
because the
did.
husband adultery is actually illegal in the Philippines.
Yeah, and what people would do, say if they wanted to put you through the ringer,
Hmm.
they could even set you up to where they can set you up to get something out of you because say she can threaten you with jail if she doesn't get certain things, and that can happen. I'm not saying that it will happen, but
Hmm.
those extremes can happen, and you don't want them to happen because what
Hmm.
happens is the Filipino that goes through those extremes is fine for them, but you coming in another country,
Right.
you know, facing jail time is serious.
Yeah. Yeah. Especially being a foreigner. Forget it. It's
Hmm.
your life is basically. I would say it would be over for at
Exactly.
least a long time.
Exactly.
Um, what about cost of living? Like cost of living.
Well,
I've talked.
cost of living, man. The cost of living. I tell you, bro. When I first came out here, my place, my apartment I had
Mhm.
was $140. It was $140. It
Uh
was
huh.
right in Manila too. Right in not in the heart of Manila. It was in Pasig,
Mhm.
and it was
Right.
$140. I had to get used to because my apartment was a little open. It wasn't like the apartment I have now. It was
Mhm.
like the back where you hang the clothes at was kind of open to the outside. It had
Yeah.
bars there, but in the
Yeah.
Philippines, like you find open doors, there. And I got used to it though. It took me about a week to get used to it, and I had to get used to the roosters. I had to get used to a bunch of things, but yeah, because
Yo.
yeah, out here in the
Uh,
Philippines, they have roosters in the cities. It'll bug you out because like even here in the back, like there's like the roosters at sometimes one in the morning or 12 in the morning.
yeah.
But
I've
you
I've
got
actually heard
hmm
them. Like I would hear them in the background when I call my fiance when
yeah,
she's at work. She works. She's a teacher. She's in a school, and I'm hearing roosters like right next to the school. Like
yeah,
yo. And then I hear her at her house because she actually grew up on a farm. She her family has a farm over in Cebu, so I hear it
hmm
all the time. So I'm like used to it. Even when I was talking to my ex, it was like yeah, I would
yeah,
hear roosters. Like yeah, where are these roosters coming from? And then when
hmm
I went there, like roosters all over, roosters. I'm like it's
yeah,
just one of those facts of life that you got to get used to move out
hmm
there.
hmm it
Um,
is.
yeah. So cost of living a lot cheaper than say living in the states, depending if
Yeah, depending like you said, you were gonna say depending on what you're eating,
hmm
depending on what you're doing. Like for instance, my cost of living went way down since I've stopped going out to eat because of the pandemic. My
yeah,
cost of living went down because of that. Also because my diet changed too. But your cost of living will go down, and especially if you go in the province. If you're in a province and you're away from the city, your
yeah,
cost of living goes way down because
hmm
you don't have access to those same stores. You have access to a smaller what do you call them?
small selection.
Yeah, small selection.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it all depends because I've been around there and I've seen in the provinces like where my fiance lives. She's got Jollibee,
Yeah,
McDonald's. She still has
yeah.
all those fast food places.
Hmm.
And when I was there, I was eating too much of it. I
Hmm.
wasn't eating too much of the normal Filipino food because I wasn't used to it yet. But
Hmm.
I'm trying to get myself used to it when I go out there again, and when I do settle down. But yeah, you were talking about like you change a diet, and what happened like because of your change of diet, like what prompted you to do that?
Well, actually, I had mini strokes because when I'll tell you what happened because the Philippines. It's funny because when I was in the states, where I was in New York,
Hmm.
the delivery wasn't as prominent as it is here in the Philippines. Because
Oh yeah, back
yeah,
then, yeah.
yeah, well, no, even in recent times, because when I came here, I started seeing like McDonald's delivered. The only
Hmm.
place they delivered in New York and McDonald's was in the city area.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
McDonald's delivers themselves here. Jollibee's delivers themselves. So I was able to call up Pizza Hut, call up McDonald's, call up Jollibee, and they would deliver. They had delivery guys because they have the motorcycles out here.
Hmm.
So you'll find yourself if you're getting delivery from a Jollibee or a McDonald's, you can get whatever you want and what, maybe 10 minutes. They don't take long to make it, and they have it
Yeah.
at your door in 10 minutes. So you can find yourself, especially in Manila,
Yeah.
ordering whatever you want. If you want Pizza Hut, whatever it is, you can just scroll down, and of course now because of Grab, it's easier. But even before it was like that. Like Pizza Hut has their own delivery too.
Right. Right.
Mhm.
And then what about we talked about cost of living. So you were
Mhm.
talking about you had the mini strokes and everything. Tell me about like how was that experience as far as going to like being in the hospital, having to go to the hospital, stuff like that.
That's the culture
Um,
shock too. Mhm.
that's where yeah, I've heard. So that's one of the things that people got to consider that we've talked about on your show, like
Mhm.
about the healthcare,
Mhm.
like when you get especially when you get older. And other
Mhm.
channels have gotten that information too. When you get older, you got to really look at what kind of insurance you're going to get. Um, and the hospital system there is you pay first before you get treated
Yeah.
or even
Yes.
go to an emergency room.
Mhm.
So, like, how was that experience like for you dealing with something major like that?
Well, this is the thing I love about it. Say when that happened, and I was in serious trouble as to where like I can't even walk.
Hmm.
So I keep standing up, and I'm falling. So what I did, I said, babe, I need to go to the good hospital over here. And in Pasig, as you're going towards the Green Hills area, they have like Medical City. So we
Mm.
went to Medical City, right? And then I ended up getting checked up. So then they found out they did an MRI right there on the spot at Medical City. Like they have all of the equipment that's needed there. So I'm at Medical City. I ended up spending 30,000 pesos,
Mm.
about $600, and I got all of the tests I needed.
Mm.
They did blood work on me. They did MRIs, CT scans, and they came back and told me they showed me how many times I've had a stroke. They seen how many times I've had a stroke within the past year,
Hmm.
and they seen actually that I had a stroke 2 years ago, and I was like, oh yeah, I did, because I actually had another one when
Oh
I was in
wow,
Pasay. Yeah, they seen that.
wow! And
So
and you know about that or like you?
I know about it. I know about it, but at the time, see, the thing is, it was mini strokes. It wasn't like a regular
Mhm.
stroke.
Yeah,
When you have mini strokes, that's leading to a stroke. So I was blessed to have. I had the mini strokes before, and then I had the mini strokes again. But I had to change my ways, man. I changed my ways, and by changing
yeah.
your ways, you save money.
Yeah, no, I know because I'm doing the same thing. I found I have stage 4 fatty liver disease, so
Yeah.
that's kind of messing me up right now. I've gone somewhere vegan, but not completely.
Mhm.
Trying to eat healthier. I still sneak some junk food here and there, but and believe me, I pay for it.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I know like it could be harder out there trying to find vegan foods and healthier foods out there. You're gonna pay more money no matter what. I
Yeah.
think you're gonna, especially if it's
Tons of money.
exports. If you're gonna pay
Yeah.
for exports, American food over there is considered export. You wouldn't think of it
Yeah.
like that, but it's considered exports, and it's a lot higher in price. You pay
It's true.
more than you would
And,
here.
and you know what I want to do, Rocco, because these companies they look to profit, and I understand, but I actually want to see if I can get into that. Get into like the import export business where I'm getting American products and keep it low. Maybe
Hmm.
instead of making $5, I'll make $1 or $2. I'll take a
Hmm.
smaller back end pay
Right,
and make it more affordable for the people. To
right,
where
right,
people
right.
can get these health goods and also health products for cheaper.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's a great idea. I mean, I know a lot of places that, from what I've heard, like in the markets that I've seen your videos, you go to the market, you get a lot of vegetables, you
Hmm.
pick up fruits, vegetables. Now, from what I've seen from my own experience, like going to the markets for the meats,
Hmm.
I'm not too keen on doing that because I've
Me
seen how
neither.
like it's like I've seen how sometimes the meats and the fish are just
Yeah.
sitting out there all day, and
Mhm.
sometimes you'll see a bunch of flies coming on. Like, hey, yo, I'm not touching that. That's
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and people will still buy it because I guess their own immune system for the people who live out there, they're okay with that. They'll still
Hmm.
eat it or but like I see that and it's like I get a little wary when you see that
Hmm.
kind of you still look at like what's clean and there's a lot of places that I've seen in your videos that they're pretty clean and you do a
Yeah,
lot of
I go to
videos.
okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
I know. Yeah, yeah. But no, like you usually got to go to the big markets. That's what it is.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
you go
yeah,
to
yeah.
big markets, and like say if you go to the street markets,
Mm.
I don't get anything there from there but vegetables. But to get
Right,
like
right.
meat, stuff
Vegetables.
like that, you got a big one.
Yeah, you got to actually go to a supermarket and actually get. Yeah,
Exactly.
I learned that too, because I saw. Yeah, the chicken breast was cheap at the street market, but there's no refrigeration. There's no nothing there.
Yeah.
You'll go to a supermarket. They'll have it open, but at least they'll have it in ice. It looks cleaner. They keep it clean.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one of like the tricks of the trade. Like for us that like are not used to eating out the like everything from the street market.
Mm-hmm.
I noticed a lot of the Filipino diet consists of a lot of pork,
Yeah,
a
and
lot of a
rice.
lot of rice, which is kind of a little dangerous for me, like with being diabetic. You
Yeah.
know, pork is a big staple in their diet too. I mean,
Mhm.
it gets to be like, yeah, you gotta watch what you eat. But they eat a lot of pork and a lot of rice, and
They
it's
do.
it's crazy. And you wonder like a lot of Filipinos actually have health issues.
Yeah.
Oh, there's simply Akis. Simply Akis
Yeah,
is right there. What's up,
what's going on?
Simply Akis? I saw she had a video come up. She's going home now. I
Mm-hmm.
saw she posted like a day or two ago with her husband.
Oh, she got YouTube. I gotta check her out. I don't know if she
Yeah,
had a
yeah,
YouTube.
I saw. Yeah, I followed her. I subscribed to her channel. Yeah, she's got a YouTube channel. So yeah, same thing with the exotic Filipina. We were on your show like on Sunday night my time.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean we were hanging out and doing good and everything.
Mhm.
I know the time before that we got into like a really big philosophical conversation that
Always,
went
man.
off topic, like completely off topic. But
You know, with
sometimes it does tie into like being as an expat, but it's
Mhm.
sometimes it doesn't. Um, I wanted to see like what places outside of Manila like have you been? Like I've seen you go to different resorts and stuff like that.
Yeah.
What are your experiences as a foreigner? Uh, I know that sometimes you said they think you're Filipino and
Mm-hmm.
but once they realize you're a
That's all.
foreigner, this
Yeah.
is I call it either the foreigner tax or the puti tax. For me,
Yeah.
it would
Yeah.
be the puti tax because I'm a white guy. But you
Mm-hmm.
look like you could pass as a Filipino. But do they ever jack up prices when they see you? Or
Yeah, they do. Even K, because it depends on how you dress too. It's not because they do it to Filipinos too.
Mhm.
Say for instance, we may not know the price for that area, and we never been there before. So
Right.
I knew notice they do that to me and K as well. Sometimes they'll jack up just a little bit more, and I
Mhm.
can tell usually when they do it,
Right.
and I don't get mad at it. It's just like we just won't go there if we feel they're doing it, but no, and they do that. Say if I start talking right away, what happened is when I first came here, me and Kay were actually planning a wedding, right?
Mhm.
So you probably heard this story before, but what we would do is I would have Kay walk up and talk to the person first,
Right.
and I would stay in the background because what would happen is I'll be next to Kay, and she'll just start talking to me in English, and I'm like, Kay, we're pricing tuxedos and we're pricing different things, which is a lot of money. So I don't want to talk, so I'll let you talk first so we can get a discount. But it is true they do that. They do that. But it's not as bad as Thailand though. Thailand is worse.
I haven't been to Thailand, and you know what? After what I've been hearing, I don't think I ever want to go to Thailand.
No, Thailand is beautiful, man. It's you
I,
gotta go. You would love it, man. I'm telling you, you
yeah,
would love
I
it.
don't know. I don't know if I would want to go to Thailand to be honest, because
Oh, okay.
I just feel like, oh, actually, this is gonna work until new chats come in. All right. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I want to go to Thailand because right now what they're doing is that they're trying to open up the country again, but they're making it that you have to spend a lot of money
Mm-hmm.
to go there.
They are doing that.
So it's like, yeah, you don't even want to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And from what I'm hearing too about Thailand compared to the women in the Philippines,
It's different.
it's different. It's completely different.
They're all about the money. They're more about the money.
Yep.
If you don't have high status, it's kind of like the woman is looking into your history of what you were doing when you were in America. Like it's really like that. Like there's women in other countries that are like that. That I say, oh, like what are you doing now? Who are you now?
Mm-hmm.
Not who you can become. Who are you now?
And what are you gonna do? Right.
Yeah, what are you gonna do now? So you're prejudged before you even get to a new place and meet the new woman.
Yeah.
Sometimes, and you don't want to go through that.
Yeah.
That's why the Philippines with women. Yeah, no, the women are more understanding in the Philippines. Like guys, they'll go through bad Filipinas and they try to judge them, especially online. Guys get robbed all the time, and then what happens is they don't understand. That's why I'm happy you stuck it through, brother, because you know the deal. A lot of guys don't know that a lot of Filipinos are very innocent, actually. You come to the Philippines, you'll see so many girls and you see the way they're raised, like especially when I'm in Manila, and they're just like to themselves and like that's the Filipino. They don't want to be all around you, all up under you because they don't know you. They're shy and
They're shy. Right.
Yeah, and reserved. And most Filipinos are like that. And you can't get it mixed up by the ones you see in the bars because that's all they show on YouTube.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of them just show like the bars, where to go, where to drink, and have fun. But it's not all about that. Like, if you want to go for a good time, like I'm not gonna judge people for like going there for vacation. You want to have fun, just be wary of what you're doing and be careful because you could get robbed. Yeah, definitely. If you're going into that experience, expect some. Be careful because expect something that you could happen. If you're going there for actually to find somebody, I don't know about to find somebody when you're there. I would try. I would try to find somebody before I even go. Like, yeah, because like in my situation, the two Filipinos that I was the one I was with before, it was almost a year before I actually went to see her, and I still got screwed over with her. And that's like a whole other story I'm not getting into on. But the second time, I also waited a year.
Yeah.
But she was a different girl. She's from the province. She was, she was shy, reserved. Not that that's great or not or bad, but she was a different kind of girl. The first girl was like more from the city. She was more wise on what to do and how to play you. This girl, she was completely different. She's sweet, loving, and you saw her on Sunday, but she was a little busy at work. So
she was busy.
Yeah. So, but she's sweet, loving, very dedicated. The fact that we've been together for like 5 years now, I mean, it's amazing, especially with the coof going on. I mean, we got no choice. But yeah, definitely. I mean, it's been a hell of a ride. So as far as like Filipinas, you would say that you're looking at the same thing, like if you were dealing with girls in the States, or you think that more Filipinas in the Philippines are more reserved, or there's what would you say about like, because there's this big stereotype about the scammers and stuff like that. So do you think that's like as big as what they say it is? Because I don't think it is.
No, what happens is this. There are a lot of them online. I won't lie. There are a lot of Filipino scammers online, and it makes it bad for the women that are good. Because you have a lot of women.
Yeah.
They're just looking for that come up. They're looking for and they're getting it because these guys. It's not the woman's fault. I don't blame the woman for trying to go get her money. You understand? If that's what she's about. I don't blame anybody from any country. For if that's their hustle, that's their hustle. It's the person that gives it.
Yeah.
It's the problem. And so these guys, actually, Rocco, I'm gonna write a book soon, on like, how to date online as far as like the things thou shalt not do. I'm gonna write like a commandment, a booklet for people to get because, guys, they get on there and they think, oh, this woman's in another country. I'm gonna impress her with money. I thought like that, and I caught myself. I said, "What are you doing? That's not how I am. I wasn't raised like that,
Yeah.
And I didn't do it. But a lot of guys think, and I know the feeling. You feel it and then you're thinking, oh man, I can provide. You know, already know the cost of living is cheaper there.
Yeah,
So you
I
don't
got
even
trapped though in that thought. I mean, I
uh-huh.
caught myself the last time I went out there. I thought I was going to be okay. I went out there, I got paid as soon as the day that I was leaving on
Hmm.
the airplane. I got paid my paycheck, so I was like, okay, I got paid. But that money actually went pretty quick, considering.
Hmm.
I
Yeah.
was okay, and I had to borrow some money from a friend to cover me for a couple of days,
Hmm.
and I paid him back. But it was like you tend to miscalculate, just because things are a lot cheaper out there. Don't get in your head that you can just spend away, because you could actually hurt yourself doing that.
Yeah. You can.
So
You
I've
can.
definitely seen that.
Hmm.
Where's Kay?
Oh,
Where's the wifey?
Kay's in the back. She's she cleaning. Kay's doing it, man. We do everything every day, man. Like
Yeah.
our day is jam packed here. Like I'll get a vlog, she'll get a vlog. That's what we
Hmm.
did yesterday, and then we'll exercise for like 2 hours, and then you know we're trying to keep our diet on. Then we're planning for the future. It's a lot, man.
Yeah.
It's a lot. Me and Kay are very busy. We're very busy people.
Yeah.
But look,
And I appreciate the time that you've been here to take out, to
uh-huh.
be on the show. Um,
Yeah.
what 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 would you say, like, for other people, like other expats, who, you've seen expats that give advice, but they also
Hmm.
give the wrong advice.
Yeah.
What advice do you give the people to who are looking into either retiring or visiting? Would you say, don't just judge by what you see there? You said, like,
Yeah.
just go do it, but like if you're going for just a visit first, um, do you have any suggestions? Would you go alone? Would you try to find somebody that you're going to be hanging out with? Would you go with
Well,
someone?
I would say if you can bring somebody, bring them. But a lot of guys are looking to walk that road alone,
Mhm.
and I would say walk it. My only thing is just don't get discouraged, because
Yeah.
you have everyone around you, all of your friends and family. That's who does it, and those are the
Hmm.
people you trust the most, that you love the most. Will tell you, oh, why you going to that place? I heard this, I heard that, I heard that. It's a poor country.
They try to stop you.
They try to stop you, and just don't let that stop you. Because if there's somewhere you really want to go and you really want to see a girl, do it. But
Hmm.
also, a lot of you guys may not understand what could be happening to you already. So I
Hmm.
think when you do go as well, especially a lot of guys don't have their game tight and their mind tight to know when a woman may be trying to set them up. You
Hmm.
understand?
Yeah.
So if you want to avoid that setup, just meet in the city. For you guys that are like a little worried, meet the
Hmm.
Filipino city. Always look up the major cities like Manila. Davao has a major city too. And so, like, also not only Davao, you can meet in Cebu has a major city in Cebu City.
Hmm.
You can in places close to that island. So always look up a major city close to that island and
Yeah.
have the Filipino meet you there, or maybe even stay with you there if you're looking to live there. If
Hmm.
you want to be somewhere where you're more familiar, because a lot of you guys may be scared. But if you live in a condo with 24-hour security, it's nothing to worry about.
Right. Which would
Yeah.
actually, that might be hard to do if the girl's from the province.
Yeah.
That actually might be hard to do, especially when she's living with her family and everything.
Exactly.
But yeah, no, that's good advice. I mean, I definitely wouldn't have gone there if I didn't have the reasons that I had of finding,
Hmm.
finding the person who I was going to be with. So,
Hmm.
you know, thank God I did that, and I fell in love with the Philippines. I'm gonna be honest. I fell in love with people. See my stuff all the time. I've got plenty of fans on my Facebook page. Most of them
Hmm.
are from the Philippines, from the gaming that I do.
Hmm.
From I used to game on Facebook and everything. I was like not big in the gaming scene there in the Philippines, but like I was supporting it a lot. Not as much,
Hmm.
not that much now, but like a lot of people know me from that. And so I had. It's good to make connections. I would say, right? Like to make connections before you go out there,
Yeah.
see where you're gonna go.
Hmm.
Um, yeah. So
No, it
all right.
is. It is. For instance, like that's why I think what's her name is good. Exact Filipino, you should interview her too, because like for instance, she is in Cebu and she has travel packages.
Hmm.
And the thing is, well, it's good to know someone like that is because and make those kind of connections because you'll get there and then you don't have to worry about being ripped off. A lot
Yeah.
of time. You'll go there not worrying. Okay, am I going with a person? Am I going to be dealing with a person that's going to rob me? Because it can happen. It can happen. I'm not saying that it will happen. The Philippines is
Yeah.
not Beirut. But
It's well, sometimes it sounds like it when there's an election going on. Sure as hell
yeah,
sounds like it.
that's the thing in the province too. It can go down, and that's the thing. And like when I tell these stories, it's because these things happen. And it does go down.
Yeah.
Like for instance, you go to some provinces, there'll be an 8-year-old kid with a machine gun that'll hold you up,
Mm-hmm.
and no police really around like that. Like some provinces are not policed as good.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, you really have to be careful in the Philippines. In certain areas, but for the most part, the Philippines are good. The people want to meet you. People
Yeah.
are so excited when you're there.
Mm-hmm.
Just don't get out of line. You'll be fine. Because the thing is, Filipinos don't like to be shamed. As long as you're not shaming Filipinos, like sometimes I
Yeah.
even get in my videos because they take it like I'm shaming the country when I'm not. I'm just like people like Simply Akis understand. I'm just
Mm-hmm.
telling people what to look out for, and I'm talking about the realness of the country.
Yeah.
But a lot of Filipinos may not understand English the way that we
Mm-hmm.
speak it, so they may like Simply Akis speaks it.
Mm-hmm.
So they jump all over me, but they don't know. I don't bother. I don't bother with it. They don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen. I've also been to like exposed to that toxicity. That it's special to that
Mhm.
culture. But
Yeah.
but I mean, it's just like anything else. You just whatever.
Yeah,
It is what it is.
the Philippines, it's all like say if you come here and you're miserable already, you may end up staying miserable and being more miserable. Because you'll always find like you said, when we are on my channel, a lot of times we talk about philosophy and history. And actually I want to start studying more philosophy and like the people that are from back in the day, like the great philosophers like Seneca and Aristotle, people like that. Because they talk about not needing, not wanting. And
Mhm.
these guys were like Roman emperors. Some of these guys that were Stoics and had millions of dollars, actually billionaires. When you compare it
Mm.
from now to then,
Yeah.
and ran countries, and they had these little Stoic writings that they would write about attitude and about patience and about these different things. And that's something that would actually help you when you move to the Philippines because you'll learn not to sweat the small stuff. And it's funny because the Filipinos, sometimes you'll see the poorest people and they're happy. It's like when I back in the day when I was in Southside Jamaica, Queens, and it was poor, I was happy
Hmm.
because I had my friends there. It was the small things. And when we get older, we need to go back to that. The
Hmm.
problem is we get too caught up in things we feel we need with possessions, you know,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
and that's dangerous when you
Hmm.
attract too much possessions and you want to hold on to too much possessions. That can be a danger.
Yeah. Like what I've heard, and I think that's one of the best advices that could be given from, and I heard it from another channel as well as from you. If you decide to make that move
Hmm.
to the Philippines or anywhere else, number
Hmm.
one, don't bring your personal baggage with you because
Hmm.
all you're gonna do is be miserable in a new place. And
Hmm.
you're just going to be a jackass to a lot of people. And you don't want to be like that in the Philippines with nobody. You don't know anybody,
Hmm.
um, and you don't want to bring physical stuff too. You
Exactly.
basically you basically want to sell just about everything you want to own, except for some clothes, maybe
Hmm.
your laptop and stuff like that, and bring it over. Like all this stuff, when it was time for me to go, I'm not taking it with me. I
Hmm.
mean, I'm going for a new life. If I decide to buy it over there, I'll buy it over there. If I can bring a little bit, okay, fine. But like
Hmm.
most of this stuff, most of this junk I got here ain't
Hmm.
coming with me. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a mindset too. You got to be like,
Hmm.
why am I going to go to a new place and carry the same baggage, same stress and everything, and you're going
Yep.
to act like a jackass? I mean,
Hmm.
I'm going to tell you a story. Last time I went to visit my fiance, we went to Cebu. We were in Cebu City. We took the bus to a province. There was an American guy on the bus started like barking orders to the bus driver and to the bus
Hmm.
staff. I'm like, what? First he
Yeah.
goes, oh, why are we going this way when it used to be we used to go that way? And the guy
Hmm.
says, oh well, they changed the route a little bit. Oh, but but why would you do that? And this, I'm like, dude, calm down. First of all, calm down. And the guy was like, whatever. And then the tourist the tourist goes, oh, whatever happened to the customer is right.
Oh
Dude, what are
man,
you what are you
No,
what are you
you can't
even
change your
doing
route.
there?
Yeah, no, he's thinking like he can change your route. You can't make a route change because you want it to change.
Yeah, and then he had a whole miserable time there. Going, we were sitting right behind him, and I'm having a miserable time because he's like acting like a jackass.
Yeah,
And you know how in the buses they like to play music
yeah.
or the movies and stuff like that. Oh, by the way, guys, if you ever take a bus in the Philippines, be ready to hear either a lot of music in the background, like music play. It could be a little loud, or
Mhm.
they'll be playing bootleg movies on the TV screen, just so depending
Yeah,
on
they
how.
do. They do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so depending on how far your trip is. But the guy was complaining about the music, and he was just having a miserable time, just acting
Mhm.
like a jackass. And it was his energy was just like, dude, what is wrong with this guy? He's
Yeah.
gonna make me look bad because the
It
staff
does.
is.
It
It
does
does.
make you look bad. Yeah, no, it does.
And when and
It
then
really.
and then you got somebody shouting you out here. Let's see, CFC. What about?
Thanks, TFC. Thanks.
Yep. So yeah, I mean, it's a bad thing though. Like when people come with a bad attitude, you don't want to do that. Like
Mhm.
Filipinos are one of the nicest, greatest people that I ever met in my life, man.
They
I,
are.
I I love going over there. I love hanging out with I've got so many fans who say hello, sir, or whatever, which
Mhm.
was another thing I couldn't get used to in the beginning, and I still
Mhm.
kind of like hello, sir. I'm like, why are you calling me sir, man? I
They
can't
do.
get used to that. I can't get used to that because I'm just a regular guy. I'm not anybody special.
You know, it's
You
funny.
know.
I got to tell you a story because I actually used to hire Filipinos to do sales calls, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when I was training them, I'd be on the phone. Like what I would do is I would have them all on a Skype call with me, and I would make a call right to the person.
Mm-hmm.
And the first thing I told him, I said, "The sir, the ma'am, leave it out the window. It's not gonna work. You're calling Americans."
Yep.
The crazy thing, I had this one girl from Cebu. She
Mm-hmm.
almost sounded like a West Indian, and man, she was the best hustler in the world. Like she go, "Oh, sir," no, she didn't say sir. She said, "Oh, well, because everything I told her to do, she did it, and she would just speak her mind." I said, "Speak your mind, no matter what. Speak your
Mm-hmm.
mind and talk how you talk." And she kind of talked like almost like a New Yorker. She sounded like a West Indian from New York, and
Yeah, I know what
she
you
had
mean.
people closing left and right, man. Some Filipinos sound like that, and she was closing people left and right. And I said, and I actually missed having her as an employee. I would actually get her again if I did that again and had people for sale. So I would get her again. So no, and that's when I know I said Filipinos use sir and ma'am, and I wasn't used to it myself.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah, I was kind of shocked with it. I mean, the first time I went, and I was like, I had a cop waving to me. Hey, hello, sir. Hey, hi. How you doing? I'm like,
Yeah,
yo, I'm from New York. Why is a cop waving saying hello? And my
sir.
ex was at the time. She was like, just come on, let's just go. I'm like, I'm looking at him like, why are you doing this? Like, and the cop was like, oh, you a bad guy, huh? You a bad guy. I'm like, and my girlfriend was like, let's just go because
Yeah,
yeah, she and I was like, why is this guy being so nice? I'm never like used to that. That was
yeah,
my
yeah.
first culture shock, and a lot of people are like who go there, they're gonna be like surprised, man. Like
Hmm.
they'll treat you good. They'll treat you good over there
Yeah.
for the most
They will.
part.
It doesn't matter what color you are,
Mm-hmm.
actually. Because you can be crispy midnight black. I mean, I'll tell you why. I'll tell you what it is. You look at the Africans, right? There's so
Mm-hmm.
many Africans here.
Mm-hmm.
So talking about black, it doesn't matter. And there's more Africans here than black people. So many Africans come here and go to school.
Mm-hmm.
So the racism is like none. You know, it's like none. But the only thing is Filipinos, they colorism. They don't want to get dark. You know how that is. Like,
Yeah, a lot of them. I hate to cut you off, but yeah, like a lot of them, they want to actually they get skin whitener stuff like that. I'm like, why just be proud? Like I love your skin color. Like I tell my fiance all the time, I love your skin color. That's what turns me on. You know, like come on. She's like, oh, I wish I had your skin. No, you don't.
Yeah,
No, you
yeah.
don't. Believe me, you don't. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like a lot of Filipinas, especially they it's mainly Filipinas. They want to lighten their skin, and some of
Mm-hmm.
them it looks nice on them. But you know what? I don't mind the darker color, the tan color. I mean, that's what really attracts me more to them. You know,
Yep, yep.
and
They,
it's
you know,
natural.
they don't know that when we look at Filipinas as men in the West,
Hmm.
we want that skin tone. We don't want the extra white. We're looking at because it's exotic. It's exotic. You don't
Yeah.
find women that have natural tans in the U.S.
Hmm.
So guys, they want to see that natural tan. They want to see that.
Yeah.
Oh wow, it's exotic. You know.
You'll see it in Latinas, but you won't see it like in too many other cultures. A lot of
Yeah.
other races and women. But I
Mm-hmm.
mean, Filipinos to me, they have a special because they have a mix of the Asian, the Spanish,
Mm-hmm.
they're the indigenous. So to me,
Yeah.
that's like the perfection.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I love it. I wouldn't want any women, any Filipino woman to change
Yeah.
what they are. Be proud. There's
Exactly.
even songs that say, "Hey, be proud of what you are, of your brown skin." I've heard
Mm-hmm.
Filipino songs say that. Here in the
Yeah.
West, everyone tries to tan and get dark, but
It's
in Asia, the opposite.
it's true.
It's so true.
It's
It's so
true. And
true.
but I think I don't know if it'll ever stop, but I think that's gonna come to a halt. And
Hmm.
especially like times right now, like during this pandemic, usually things like that come to a halt. But no,
Hmm.
but then you have some because it's associated with poverty, and I see
Hmm.
it. And usually people that's on the streets are darker. Like
Hmm.
say if someone's poor, they're darker. If
Hmm.
someone works sells oranges all day, they're darker. So only thing about that too is that you get the cops on the street all the time, and they're darker.
Hmm.
So it really doesn't make sense, like the cops and security guards. I mean, they're not necessarily poor, but still, I guess they consider them to be poor.
Well,
So
I
people,
think the skin whitening is mostly with the women that want to do that. I don't think the
it is
guys care too
mostly women.
much.
Yeah,
They
no, the
don't
guys,
really.
the guys don't care. The guys
Yeah,
don't care. The guys
but
don't care.
like it seems like a lot of the girls who prefer foreigner, they want like whiter guys.
Yeah, they
And
do.
you know, for Haj, I was born with a tan.
Yeah, me too,
This guy,
Viraj. Me too.
my friend Farhaj over here, he's Pakistani, but he's an American citizen. He's from the States and everything. This is funny.
I
Yeah, I was
feel he's
born with
probably
a tan.
my complexion. He's probably my complexion.
Yeah, yeah,
A little bit lighter. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, we joke around all the time. But
Mm-hmm.
one last thing I wanted to ask you about. So you consider yourself retired,
Mm-hmm.
but you still work.
Actually, I haven't been working for, I would say, about a year and a half.
Hmm.
So no, I don't work. I work on YouTube.
Right. Yeah, well, I mean,
Yeah,
at this
yeah,
point, yeah, you should. I mean, with the videos and everything, it makes enough
yeah,
money to
yeah,
that.
yeah.
But not everybody can do that. You before
Mm-hmm.
that, you went into the whole YouTube full time.
Mm-hmm.
You were working, doing telemarketing, sales, something like
Yeah, I
that.
did sales. And I'll tell you why I did sales too. The reason why I did sales is because it usually frees up your time more.
Hmm.
With customer service, you're stuck to the clock. You're stuck to, oh, you have to be on from 8 to 6. But with sales, if I bang out 10 sales in a day, I can take the rest of the day off if I want to.
Hmm.
No one's gonna tell me, oh, you have to work 5 more hours. But don't be wrong, you're clocking on Upwork, so you're clocking in with the time. And
Right.
usually we get paid. The thing is with those contracts, on the low end, I would get 12 to 13. But
Hmm.
as I was out in the Philippines longer, I've had contracts where I was getting 40,000 a year out here in the Philippines.
And that's for that wouldn't be considered much in the U.S., but out
Yeah,
there,
that's
that's
great.
pretty.
Yeah,
That's you could live a decent life out there on a lower
yeah.
wage
Mm-hmm.
versus here, like 30,000 a year wouldn't get you jack
You get
anywhere, almost anywhere in the U.S.
mhm,
now.
exactly.
Um, yeah, so like as far as some Filipinos judge some Filipino that's dark. Oh, hold on, let me put K's. some Filipino judge some Filipino that are dark. It's a mentality, but now it's more open minded. I
Hmm.
would say so, yeah. But like people in the province are still they still think that way. They're more. I mean, I guess in that
Yeah, they are.
older way of thinking.
Hmm.
Um, is there any? I get you said you were going to like do some ebooks as far as like
Yeah.
working online and stuff like
Actually, I'm not gonna. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna actually put together a quick program for people, very inexpensive, that people can use, and really, Rocco, it's all motivation.
that. Hmm.
That's all it really is, man. Because a lot of people, they'll go on these sites and they won't put the work in. They won't go hard on trying to get interviews and trying to get hired.
Yep.
Because the thing is, I can teach all I want, but if a person doesn't go there and actually put the work in, we're looking for the stuff. And okay, and the case make fun of me about this. When you don't have a job, that's your job to get a job.
To get a job, and you made a video of that too.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh my god! I should have queued that one up. I
yeah,
should have queued that video up. I should have looked it up and put it in the stream. Now that I
yeah,
thought about it, because she's like,
yeah, yeah,
"Oh, you don't get a it was a TikTok video you guys did. And you
yeah,
put it on YouTube. It was one of the funniest things I've ever seen. Like,
yeah,
oh,
yeah,
you haven't found a job yet. It's been a month. Blah blah blah. I need,
yeah,
And then the next scene, we talked about it too. Like, you're looking at another Filipino woman. And Kay's like,
yeah,
why are you looking at her?
yeah,
Why are you
yeah,
looking?
yeah.
You know, I would
I,
suggest
it was
go
hard
on
to
your
get it.
channel to find it
She wanted
because
to hit me. I said, Kay, hit me. She said, no, I don't hit you. I said, Kay, I can take it. Hit me. And she hit me, but it was still so up. But it was hard to get her to hit me. I had to force her to put some weight on her smack. I said, Kay, no, hit me. It's gonna sell it. Hit me. Bah. And I said, yeah. That's the sound I was looking for. But no, that was funny, man. I loved it. But
yeah,
it's true though, Rocco. Like a lot of people, they don't want to put the work in. And what happens is a lot of guys always think too much, go to the Philippines and just retire.
hmm
And the thing is when you do that, you die.
yeah,
When you
absolutely,
stop using your brain and you stop sharpening your tool every day, you start to become old and die. And no matter what, even if I would have retired, I will come to the Philippines and pick up new hobbies and even new ventures. I would start looking around if I was an older guy and say, okay, what can I own here? Because I don't want to die. I want to keep busy,
yeah.
keep
You
my
don't want to
mind.
go there to die. You want to go there to live. That's the
Exactly.
whole
So
point.
exactly. And to live is to progress.
Yep.
To keep progressing and to keep gaining more. It's not out of greed. People don't understand that. That's what men and also women do. Because women and men too, they're just with the wood in the front. They're from our womb. But it's the same thing for men and women.
Hmm.
We in this life to progress. And if you're not progressing and keep expanding your mind, then you're dying. You know,
Yeah.
and a lot of people don't realize it. And that's why I would suggest to look at like Stoicism, man, and these books these guys write. I'm going to start getting a lot of those books. I'm actually watching a lot of stuff on YouTube, but I'm going to start buying. I'm going to start buying more books on Stoics because they teach you. Stoicism teaches being comfortable with yourself, and a lot of guys need that,
Hmm.
especially if you're going to go to the Philippines. Look up like Stoic books. Look up Aristotle, Seneca. Like the art of wasting time, things like that.
Hmm.
And it just helps prepare your mind. Like what I started doing yesterday when I'm walking and doing my exercise, I turn off the music and I put on Stoicism. And so I'm walking and I'm like, I'm so focused on everything. I'm just listening to the Stoics talking. I'm like, and I'm thinking about what I did yesterday when I got upset. Like if I looked up something, how anger is not good, and that talks about anger. Then I think about, man, what did I do yesterday that was wrong? Just always
Hmm.
striving to make myself better, and that's my new goal while I'm in the Philippines. I want to make myself better and a much better man for other people.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Let's see questions. Anybody wants to ask Jay some questions? I know CFC. I posted his question on the screen. I don't know if you want
Hmm.
to answer that. And if anybody has questions, throw them in the chat.
Um, I see.
Or,
He said the Philippines industry is the Philippines and the economy taking a hit with us? Yeah, they're taking a big hit. And actually, Philippines they can't take this any longer. They've lost so much money.
Mm-hmm.
It's different than other countries losing money because other countries losing money, you know, the money is still there for them. The Philippines actually needs tourism and they need the economy to flow smooth because they can't even afford the COVID virus like that. But you
Yeah.
think about it, the virus is going out to all of the countries that are rich first because they have more, they're paying more for it. So it's driving up the dollar per cure per
Mm-hmm.
vaccine, and the Philippines probably can't afford it like that.
Yeah, a lot of people are stuck because they can't afford the vaccine. And
Yeah.
from what I've heard, actually, and I don't want to get into the conversation of pro or against the vaccine, but I
Mhm.
mean, for right now, I think they're better off without it, just because, like
They
we heard
are.
about J&J, Johnson.
Hmm.
They recalled that they recalled it. So yeah, I mean, who knows if there's other side effects or anything like that. That's why I've been saying the hell with it. Don't make me take it
Yeah.
right now because it's too quick. Number one. Number two, if those side effects start coming in,
Mhm.
me with my health conditions, forget it. The only
Yeah.
time I really want to take it is if when it's required to travel to the Philippines, because either way you have to have some vaccinations anyway, so it's good to
Hmm.
have those. So when it gets to that point, okay, fine. But
But
yeah,
you,
like
you,
right now, I don't want to do it yet because it's just not. It's not. I don't think it was ready. That's
look,
that's just my opinion.
no, I tell you, I'll let you know mine. Actually, remember when Ebola was happening and
Yeah.
all these other viruses were happening in Africa?
Mm-hmm.
Now, at COVID, now those same viruses, those same countries are thriving now. They don't have as much COVID cases. Now,
Mm-hmm.
I think people like the Philippines government needs to look at things. It's actually common sense to look at things like that and say, wait a minute, that's right. These same countries that were struggling with Ebola in Africa, now they're not struggling with the COVID virus because they went out and got their doctors ready for Ebola. So now if another virus hits, they're already ready. They already have the cures out there and the
Mm-hmm.
natural remedies out there that they're using. I think that we need to start looking at countries that were hurt by viruses before, Ebola, African countries, that were struggling before, that are thriving now, and it's COVID in this COVID situation. And say, wait a minute, what are they doing right? You understand?
Mm-hmm.
Because out there, what happened in those African countries, they had a lot of doctors out there, okay, that worked on these natural remedies, and they worked. They actually got rid of the Ebola. And
Yeah.
it's the same sort of virus, COVID. They try to make it seem like it's so much different, but it's not. A virus can be killed, okay, with
Yeah.
antiviral. And they have a certain methods out there they're using. So I think the Philippines needs to start looking at that. It's actually very simple to fix this, but we don't want to look at things and look at natural remedies and look at other countries that maybe had problems before and say, hey, what did you guys do? I think we need now it's time for discussion, for open discussion, you
Mm-hmm.
know, to where instead of countries not wanting to deal with each other, maybe countries that are not struggling, like for instance, Thailand is not struggling. And the reason why is because Thailand eats a lot of spices and they
Mm-hmm.
also they eat a lot of curry in their foods. Okay. And that's probably helping them. That spice in that curry. And
Yeah.
also they eat a lot of veggies. They eat a lot of cabbage when they eat their foods, when they eat those spices. That those things like that actually help you from yeah. Yeah, I know he doesn't want to be a walking dead. I feel like that too, simply
Yep.
after. Yeah. So but no, it's true, and that's why Thailand. Think about it. You look at Thailand's numbers. Thailand has one of the lowest numbers in the world
Mm.
because of the way they eat, the way their culture is, the food they eat. In Thailand they eat a lot of veggies. In Philippines they eat a lot of pork. So you see, it's like the opposite. So that's why you see you have the numbers rising in another country. Numbers not rising. It's
Yep.
a reason for because the way that their customs and the things they're doing, I think we can learn from some of these other countries. Yeah.
CFC. And
Yeah,
so
no,
he's
everywhere.
seen Filipino. The Filipinos are everywhere, man. Let me tell you,
Yeah,
they're
yeah,
everywhere.
they are.
So, all right, guys, if you have any more questions, put them out in chat right now. We're about to end.
Yeah,
Stream. Jay's a busy man, so
yeah. I gotta go do my workouts after this, man.
yeah. So I don't want to keep too many people waiting. I mean, I could keep you waiting, man. We just
Yeah.
throw. It's funny you say that. In the CDC, the states has guidelines on zombie apocalypse
Yep.
because of Nostradamus predictions. It's crazy. It's just crazy, man.
You know what's funny? You know what's gonna cause the zombie apocalypse? The vaccine. Whatever vaccine
Yeah.
they create. Yeah.
Oh
That's
damn! You're gonna get me flagged, man. You're gonna get
Yeah.
my channel
I'm
flagged.
telling you, man. That's that's what's gonna cause the
Oh, so
vaccine. People
you're gonna
taking the
get
vaccine, their neck is moving. They're switching to
yeah
a zombie.
yeah. I hope I don't. YouTube, please don't flag me for that. Please don't flag me for that.
Yeah. No, they
So
don't think they'll flag. I don't think they'll flag you, but I
yeah,
mean,
no, that's all good. It's all
YouTube
good.
has to, they have to have leeway on these things because I mean, this is the topic of the world. I mean, it's we're not bashing it. That's the thing.
Yeah,
Bashing it. We're talking about it and you know, but hey man, that's how I feel. You know what? I like Farhan said, if I get flagged for that video, I don't care. That's
yeah,
how I feel now. Like, man, it just makes for good content. I don't
yeah.
want to.
Well, I'm
I
trying to get
want to.
monetized, so I don't want. I don't want to get.
Yeah. You gotta be careful. Yeah. So
No,
let's end this conversation then
yeah,
before I get
yeah.
started.
Let me put up your Facebook page real quick. Let me
Yeah,
just share my screen real quick.
yeah.
Oh, let me just. I gotta change my. I gotta change my fiance is actually on right now. Hold on a second. She's she's on
It's funny
stream.
you said that. She's on stream.
She's on stream doing teaching right now. So it's like,
Okay.
yeah. Hang on, let me just change that out. She's there. There she is, right there on Facebook. She's on
Oh,
Facebook Live.
oh,
Yeah, so
wow.
she's doing it. She's doing her stream because making the
Oh,
teacher.
wow.
Yeah, they're making the teachers do the. I guess once a week doing streaming.
Oh,
So let
oh, wow.
me put
Oh,
up
wow.
your page right here. So it's the Black Filipino TV on YouTube. Right there, just do a search for him. Subscribe to him, guys. Make sure you click on that bell. Let me just put.
That bell.
Yep. Make sure you put that bell. Let me put again here, right there. YouTube, the Black Filipino TV, and also follow him on Facebook, guys, because he does streams once a week. You
Yeah,
definitely do it on once a week
yeah.
on YouTube
I'm gonna
and
start doing
and
more.
on Facebook.
Yeah, on Facebook.
And
Yeah,
I
yeah,
wanted,
on Facebook. Yeah.
yeah, I wanted to try to get you more Facebook viewers too, because in the
Mm-hmm.
Philippines, we were talking about this. The Facebook is life for these guys. So,
It is.
yeah,
It
definitely,
is.
definitely. So, yeah, man, thank you so much. I really appreciate the fact that took your time to come on. I really appreciate it. I love you for that. I'm one of your supporters, like legit paid supporter.
Mm-hmm.
And I would back you, man. I would back you. Like
Mm-hmm.
you are definitely one of my favorites. So
Yeah.
I'm very honored that you took the time to be on my stream for this first time. This is like my first talk show
Yeah.
Tuesday stream. So I
No
appreciate
problem,
it,
man.
man. Thank you so much.
I'm willing to come
That-
back if you want me back, man.
Yeah, definitely. See, okay, hold on a second. We got Kay asking a really quick question. Let's see. Kay, what application are you using in your live stream, Rocco? I'm using Restream. I pay for Restream, so there's a little bit more features. I'm sure that when you guys use StreamYards, if you pay for it, I'm sure the similar features will be there.
Yeah, they're there.
But I'm using my OBS as the camera, and then feeding it to the Restream.
Yeah, no, man. But this is a good show, man. Just keep it going. I'll tell you, man. These live shows, they're actually making it's changing the game, man. The live shows are the way to go now.
Yep.
Live talk shows. So, and I'll let you know, man, because I'm actually gonna do one. I'm gonna have Ronald Jefferson on, and me and Kay, and so I'll bring you on sometimes too to help us host.
OnlyFans. Jesus, this guy,
Yeah,
man.
okay. It's fucked up.
This guy. I knew he was going to throw that in there sooner or
Right.
later. And then we got K's. Oh no, not simply Ekus. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. So so we're gonna end it right now. Thank you so much, man.
No problem. No problem.
And
Anytime.
thank you for everybody who joined on YouTube and on Facebook Live. And actually, it was on Twitter too, just as the first time. But guys, if you're watching on Twitter, make sure you head over to youtube.com/simplyrocco. Subscribe to my channel. Hit the bell. Same thing with the Black Filipino. I had his page on there. Look him up. Subscribe. Also, KD Experience. That's your wife right there.
Yeah.
So she has her channel as well. So check them all out. I wish he would have come on, but I got something stuck in my throat. So so I'm gonna end the stream. Go ahead.
You can schedule her for a future show. You can schedule her.
Yeah, definitely. I like to have her and my fiance on, but like with her at school right now, it's like really busy, and they got her doing that online thing. She was really nervous. All right, bye guys, and then see you later. Oh yeah, definitely K can. Well, maybe next week, K, we can do it. Next week this time. So, all right, guys. Thank you so much, Jay.
All right, cool.
Thank you, everybody. Appreciate everything, guys. And I'll see you I'll see you on Sunday.
Yeah, Sunday.
On your show. I'll see you on Sunday. Well, yeah, Kay, we'll do it. We'll do it next week. You just let me know what's a good time.
Send me the send me the login information. Okay, well, actually, I'll work it out. Just email me and then we'll see when Kay wants to do it. And
yeah. All right, guys. Thank you so much. All right, see you later. Let me just end the stream right here. All right, thank you, guys.